This is essentially a tap-out control deck. This is a mid-range tap-out control deck. Discard and removal spells. Sarkhan to help improve our card quality as we cycle through our deck. And then some Dragon Bombs at the top end. Yeah, Thunderbreak Regent was really bad last time we played this deck, so I've cut all of those. What's his name? Nicol Bolas was actually very good, so we're basically splashing him into a red-black shell here, and Stormbreath Dragon also overperformed for us. What's your thought process for running Foul-Tongue over Liliana? Why, like, those cards do function. Oh, you're saying Liliana the Veil. Yeah, I want to hedge the aggressive matchups. That's exactly correct. Want to hedge the aggressive matchups. I think especially with trying to play Night's Whisper to generate card advantage, I want some way to consistently gain health in my main deck. I'm gonna lead on this Bloodstained Mire. If they give us something we need to Fatal Push, we can just fetch a basic. Yep, I built this deck list. Someone wanted to see some red-black based dragons, and I asked if I was allowed to splash in Nicol Bolas because he was very good last time. And this is what we came to. This is what I came to, sorry. Yep. Like, how many of a thing do you expect to be in a deck to name the deck after it? We call a deck Crocklon Ironworks and only has 4 copies of Crocklon Ironworks in it. So how many of a thing do I need before I can call the deck Dragons if 7 Dragons isn't enough to call it a Dragons deck? Come on now. Come on now. We call a deck Affinity that has 0 Affinity cards in it. Come on. Get with the program. Alright, Dr. Peasy means... Dr. Peasy means I want to fetch a basic Swamp here. And it means I can't play Sarkhan next turn, right? Which feels bad, but I think that's the case. Pretty sure I just need to edict this while I can. One of the things I do love about playing what's basically a base 2-color deck is we get to play a lot of utility lands in this deck. Not only do I have 3 copies of Lavaclaw Reaches to attack with, but I also have 4 copies, or 3 copies of Haven of the Spirit Dragon, and then 2 copies of Field of Runes. So while we're playing a 25 land mid-range deck, I have 8 utility lands in our 25 lands. I'm playing 7 fairies this weekend. 7. I believe was the final count in the deck that I registered. And this is why Mardu Pyromancer is just the best Blood Moon deck. Blood Moon's not good against a lot of decks in Modern, but the fact that they get to Faithless looting it away is just so absurd, because it means you get to be a Blood Moon deck when Blood Moon wins the game, but you get to not be a Blood Moon deck when Blood Moon is garbage. Which is a pretty big deal. Man, there's so much Lavaclaw hostility in chat right now. Moto is definitely at 2 gigs of RAM. For those of you that want it on screen for your bingo cards, 2 gigabytes. We'll give it a kick after this match. We'll give it a kick after this match. There is not incentive for a fairies costume this weekend. I am just going to play Magic this weekend to enjoy playing Magic. It's on Twitter. All right. These seem good. These seem good. Fatal Push and Foul-Tongue seem bad. What else do I want to trim here? Probably a Thoughtseize. That's probably fine. What do you think about this? This seems okay, right? Am I the biggest Magic streamer? I am not. It depends on what you measure size by. Do you measure it by concurrent viewers or subscriber count? I believe I am 2nd or 3rd for subscriber count in Magic, dedicated Magic streamers, and I think I am 3rd or 4th, or maybe even 5th for average concurrent viewers. Caleb and Kenji definitely both have more average concurrent viewers than I do on Twitch. Physical weight by girth, yep. By girth, I might be up there. If I measure by timeouts, yeah, exactly. So what's the units that we're using here? How are we determining? Kenji and Caleb don't have a chat that can even make half the terrible suggestions we can. Am I the biggest by money generator? I don't actually know, because like obviously donations and stuff like that for everybody aren't all public information. You can guesstimate people's sub counts though. Like Newmont has his sub count on his stream, and Caleb has at least 2,000, or did at one point, based on his number of emotes. I have 1,800 sub points currently, roundabouts. It fluctuates day to day based on how much I stream. I definitely have more sponsors than any other Magic streamer because I go out and I do the legwork and I pick up sponsors aggressively. Chat Lethal, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month. Molten Rain is dirty. This Liliana kind of sucks too, though. That's true. That's true. Caleb does a good deal of limited, and Kenji basically does exclusively limited. I think I want to take this Liliana here. I think I have enough lands to play through the Molten Rain. Yeah. Well, the problem is they have this Inquisition, so I assume they're going to go Blackcleave Cliffs Inquisition next turn and take our Brutality away. Yeah, so we'll lose our Brutality here. But I also have 4 lands, so like that's not that big of a deal. Haven's a sweet draw. I'm going to go ahead and put Bloodstained Mire into play here. I don't want to give them the opportunity to destroy my Steam Vents if possible. I think SCG Tour is the big... This is actually... you can actually measure this objectively. So there's this really sweet website. I'm going to take half a second and show this because I like data. So this website shows my stats for Magic here on this page. It's called Sully Gnome. And if you click on Magic, you can click on Most Watched here. And you can sort based on the last 7 days, last 14 days, all sorts of stuff here. You can actually see Crip streaming Magic for 4 hours, generated more viewer hours watching Magic than me streaming Magic for 42 hours. So, you know, hashtag stay humble. All right. Lance, you know. Crypt biggest Magic streamer confirmed, yeah. And like when, what's his name, Amaz, when he streams Magic, like his viewer hours go through the roof too, obviously, right? Because he just has a ton of people that watch. For people that aren't familiar, Crypt is a Hearthstone streamer who's dipped into Magic Arena a little bit here and there. We may or may not get to Spirits today. It depends on how long this Grixis Dragon Leaks takes. I need to be done by like 4:30 or so we may or may not get there. And that was a website called Sully Gnome. I can link it in chat. Because Twitch has a bunch of API data. Definitely a sponsored stream, correct? And I mean, like, there's a reason why they pay for sponsored streams, right? Like, that should give context to the people who are complaining about sponsored streams. Like, Crypt had more people watching him play Magic for total hours for 4 hours than I did streaming for 10 times that. That is why places pay for sponsored streams. That is why sponsored streams are worth the money that they spend. Sponsored streams is some of the best money video game designers can spend on their product. It's the best. Twitch is one of the best ways to get eyes on your product. Yeah, generally Blue Black Fae is a fine deck to post for. I think I actually already have an iteration of Blue Black Fae in the queue. So you are welcome to donate to bump up the one that's currently in there. If you want to add a specific version of Blue Black Fae, you'll want to fill out the form under the stream. Night's Whisper feels a little bit bad here because it's hurting me. And I boarded out a lot of my removal for this Bedlam Reveler, so I'm a little bit cold to this card at the moment. We're probably dead here. We're just like dead to a bolt. Maybe am I supposed to leave some Foul-Tongues in? Maybe I'm supposed to leave some Foul-Tongues in. I'm gonna concede here. I think we're dead. I think I'm going to leave a couple of Foul-Tongues in for Bedlam Reveler. I think the health gain from this is important too. I'm going to cut these 2 cards. Honestly, maybe I just want all of them. I think the health gain is actually pretty important. And on the play, I can use it to kill Pyromancer on too. I have Angers to clean up their tokens as well and Elasto. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I was concealing information with that concession. No, I think both those cards are fine, Burgle. I think maxing out on even 3 Blackcleave Cliffs honestly might be one too many in my deck that has this many 4s and 5s in it. I also think Lavaclaw Reaches is just like an okay creature land. Like, I don't like the mono black and mono red creature lands are definitely worse than this one to set the bar low. Yeah, we're very barely Grixis. We are Grixis by like the skin of our teeth. We have A Steam Vents and then Haven of the Spirit Dragons and Sarkhans. That is a Sarkhan, the Fireblood. That is the new M19 Sarkhan, who also helps make blue mana for Nicol Bolas. We are basically red-black Nicol Bolas. So calling it Grixis Dragons might be a stretch. Ian, thank you for the 30 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. All right. Well, they're missing lands. Hopefully we can take another looting here if they have that. Thoughtseize, Inquisition. Well, we're going to take their Thoughtseize away here. Joke's on you, opponent. I don't draw spells. That's fine. They want to cast that just to get it out of their hand towards Bedlam Reveler anyways, right? Well, we're having No, 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 no. Oh, I missed 2 points of damage. I missed 2 points of damage. Yeah, Nihil Spellbomb would be absurd, right? All right, well, when they win the game at 2, we know who to blame. Me. Me and my auto passing. All right, so because I know they have a bunch of bolt, I'm actually gonna offer Lavaclaw Reaches up because I don't want to trade my Stormbreath Dragon for double bolt here. I have plenty of lands. J-Man Dog, thank you for the 8-month free subscription. I do appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Did they have Bolt Up? They didn't have Bolt Up, right? Am I misremembering? I'm misremembering. Maybe I'm misremembering. I might be dumb. Ooh, that's a Collective Brutality. So they didn't flashback souls, which to me implies that they have. To me, this implies that they have 2 bolts or something like that. Here still are Terminate, so I'm gonna take a peekaboo. All right. Their awkward hand is not getting less awkward. I bet we're gonna see them bolt my dome here and then Bedlam next turn. Yeah, I think this is a good line on their part. It's possible I should have discarded a land to escalate. Oh, they should have double bolted me in response, right? That's definitely what should have happened. So I should be 2 low, 3 lower. Well, our hand suddenly does nothing, so I'm gonna get a basic swamp here. I'm gonna hold this other swamp in my hand in case we draw a Sarkhan. Yeah, we both missed points of damage this game, for sure. I know their hand is Trip Bedlam. Listen, I would like all the haters out there to appreciate the Lavaclaw Reaches getting in for 4. This one's for all the haters in the audience. Can't get that. Can't get that sweet. Can't get that sweet Nicol Bolas. Gonna get that sweet Nicol Bolas. Sweet Nicol Bolas. Trigger. Like if they have Fatal Push, they're out of cards. Abzan Lone Pox, love the deck. Also just hit my 10k bit badge. Sweet. Welcome to the jewelry, Bionic Broccoli. Damn, they do have Fatal Push as their last card. That's so tilting. They left Fatal Push in when this is our only creature it kills. I guess it kills the creature lands. And thank you for the very generous bits, Bionic. I think we might be in trouble. The fact that we have Anger does mean that if we hit a burn spell here, we get to kill the Bedlam Reveler, which is nice. I guess I can Anger plus smash them with Lavaclaw, but that seems loose. Okay. All right. This gets rid of a Lingering Souls. It makes what they draw. It makes Kolaghan's command worse. Yeah, we've been pretty unfortunate here. Like, if we had a Haven of the Spirit Dragon, too, even, we could pick Nicol Bolas back up and get him going. Maybe the Field of Runes are bad, and I should just have had... And we just got punished here for not waiting, obviously. Maybe the fields are dumb, and I should just have max havens. I think I just want to attack, right? Did the bolt. That's not necessarily the game. We could draw Foul-Tongue Invocation or removal spell. It's the game, though. It's unfortunate. They had some good beats on their removal. We flooded a little bit. It's possible these Field of Runes should just be maxed on Haven of the Spirit Dragons. Yeah, this deck has a lot of lands in it, but again, a lot of them are utility lands. But maybe Lavaclaw Reaches, any creature land would have just died to the removal, so I don't really blame Lavaclaw Reaches. It's possible that this field should just be the 4th Haven of the Spirit Dragons. Yeah, I think Haven's very good. I mean, I could have tried to do that, but any removal spell blew me out, and if they didn't have a removal spell, I was going to kill them with my creature land. So there's no reason to be defensive when I can kill them if they don't have a removal spell. So I think it's pretty silly to take an overly defensive line when the alternative is just kill them. Am I supposed to bolt that on one? I don't think so. Well, the fields aren't even necessarily for Tron. I think this deck probably has a bad Tron matchup regardless. The fields are in my sideboard for beating up on decks like have Celestial Colonnades and other creature lands. Zulaport Cutthroat. All right, well, we're definitely taking one of those away. The opponent looks like they're on a Rally the Ancestors deck. Doobie098, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Just gonna go ahead and kill this Stitcher supply. Next turn I get to put Bolas into play. Yeah, your removal lined up pretty well. I think my mana base might be wrong. It's possible if I'd had a Haven, I think I would have been in that game a whole lot more. If they just have one play this turn, we'll probably be in a pretty okay spot. Because you have to like put a 4/4 into play and like take one of the cards out of their hand. Viscera Seer is an interesting one to have played. I definitely think I want to play Bolas this turn rather than Sarkhan. It's a shame Sarkhan can't plus to make mana for Foul-Tongue. Wish it was a tribal spell. Sit down again for a little bit. Enjoy the ride, folks. So we know they have Viscera Seer, Zulaport Cutthroat, and then one card we don't know. Yes, I'm aware Foul-Tongue isn't tribal. That's why I literally just said the words, I wish it was a tribal spell. It also feels a little bit bad. I wish... could you imagine how good this would be if Sarkhan's ability could pay for his activated ability? Unfortunately, that is not how Magic works. Yes, I was standing. I split my time basically sitting and standing. A little bit of back and forth. That's an okay draw. So we get to get the last card out of their hand, which should be another Zulaport Cutthroat, I believe. And then we've got a 4/4 in play on defense a little bit. It depends on the deck list. Again, I never say yes or no based on an archetype. Build something, test it if you think it might be good. Use the form under the stream. And I'll take a peek at it and let you know what I think. Oh, you're right. You're super right. Details on how the bonuses for subs work are all here, Ian. All the details in that link. Hey, here there be dragons. Oh, Magic the Gathering. That's sometimes you get, sometimes they get you. Wait, did I forget to use this? I forgot to use this. Did I? I don't remember. I think I forgot to use this. I was so tilted I forgot to click it, I think. No, I looted. Did I not use the first turn? Oh, it got attacked. It got attacked. Durf, it got attacked. So this is 6, 7, 8. So let's plus this for... Let's start by doing this and Foul-Tongue them. And then I'm going to plus this for mana, and then let's just smash them. Oh, you know what? I should probably have a second... I should probably have a second fetchable blue source in this deck, because this activated ability requires my Steam Vents. I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking that like this and this let me cast it, but I think I want a second blue source so I can activate this. What's going on, Maddie? All right, we got 8 power in play here. If we hit a land next turn, we can monster the Stormbreath that have a lot more than that. If they hit a Rally the Ancestors here, we're going to be pretty dead. By pretty dead, I mean literally dead, right? Because they have Viscera Seers and Zulaport Cutthroats. Getting to 7 mana for his ultimate, I think is actually very reasonable. They hit Rally. Brutality to drain. Okay, makes sense. I think I actually want to loot here to try and hit a, or rummage here to try and hit a thing. Oh, that was dumb. I just traded their 2/2 for a 2/2 because of bridge. Durf. Should have done this during their upkeep. I'm taking 2 extra points of damage. Interesting that they played this. I think that implies they don't have Faithless Looting, but that seems weird. Faithless Looting seems like a big reason to play. Oh, I guess if they don't play this, the land kills them, huh? If they skipped playing that, they'd have been dead to a land. So this was only +3, so I'm not doing that. Let's do this. Monster only put them to 1, so it didn't really accomplish anything. No, he only does damage to creatures or planeswalkers. I try to be well thought out. I'm not always. But keeping the pace of the gameplay up is important for making the content not drag. I think I just want to get a 4/4. Just gotta like fade like 1 card here, right? Just like not get rallied. We get to bring in Anger. Oh, I was supposed to kick Moto, right? We're at 2.1 gigs. I'm gonna write that down now. Restart MTGO. So Spellbomb's great. I think I just want the spot removal too. Anger's decent. Liliana seems decent. Foul-Tongue seems bad. Thoughtseize seems kind of medium. K-Command seems pretty slow, right? Dreadbore and Terminate are basically worse than Abrade. All these Night's Whispers might be a little bit of a liability, so cut at least 1. I think I have something like that in the queue. Maybe it's still waiting to be donated for. Someone sent me... I remember looking at Zulaport Cutthroat Fairy recently. Yeah, I'm streaming from a Linux computer right now. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. Trimming a couple Night's Whispers against aggressive decks, I think, is a fine precedent to have. Fulminator Mage seems really narrow. Well, I can see the killing bridge access definitely being potentially important. I think I'm gonna keep this. It's like spot removal into Sarkhan. Basically, people underestimate how much damage you take from your mana by having a full 3-color deck. And this is very much a Grixis deck. Our only blue card is Nicol Bolas, and they discarded double Bridge from Below. Well then. Bridge is like absurdly good against us. Because we really don't have creatures to throw away. Maybe I am supposed to have the Fulminator Mages. I have no idea. There are almost over 60 decks in the queue. You have to look yourself. I review them and then I put them in there and then they just hang out there until their time comes up to be played. I have 1 Steam Vents in the deck. Nah, I don't think Sign in Blood is better. How many non-black lands do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 17 black sources, which means I'm going to be missing black on 2 fairly often. We're not an aggro deck. I just want to cast my spells consistently. Don't be greedy. Get to play Magic. Magic has so much variance that you should minimize the other variance that's going to occur. Get me partnered with what? counter spells, by and large, are bad in Modern. And guess what? If your dragon gets countered, you can return it with Haven of the Spirit Dragon. And Haven of the Spirit Dragon has text against non-counter spell decks. Ding. Yeah, we're getting pretty close to it here. We'll take like one more shot in Anger of the Gods. Nihil Spellbomb's probably a little bit too late. Doing all right, Jack. I think I am going to bring the Fulminators on the play for game 3. I don't think the mana screwing them suggestion is particularly good, but I think these can sacrifice to kill bridges is worthwhile. Am I just dead? Pretty close, right? This is 8, 9, 10. Pretty close. Okay, they left Sarkhan alone, probably because they know I have another one. Alright, show me Anger of the Gods. Let's kick Magic Online now. I hate to do it in the middle of a match, but it's really bad. Need to remember to do that in between leagues. Hemorrhaging memory. Enjoy the beautiful Painter Servant background for half a moment. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. We've played a little bit of Painter. You can find that on my YouTube channel. This wine image is running through Docker Bolas. I never bothered to add my normal user to Docker, the Docker group. So I'm just running it through sudo because it's the same thing. Yeah, I think I want these Fulminators after playing that game. Maybe from the Brutalities. I guess Brutality can take their payoff card. Maybe from the K commands. Maybe from the K commands. I play without audio, Adam, so I have no idea. The Moto sounds don't exactly add value to the game. Yeah, Jeff, Hoagland PayPal, right there beneath me, actually. Hoagland PayPal at MTGO Traders. There aren't unsubs in my latest list. And I think Soulscar Mage is much worse than Grim Lavamancer, so I'm playing Grim Lavamancer. Grim Lavamancer's actual reach. Everybody can check close 7 and unkeepable 6 off your bingo cards. Welcome to Magic. I don't know that I'm gonna have time for another league today, Apprentice. I have to get packed and stuff after this. Although this is kind of a dumpster fire of a deck so far. Holy crap, somebody submitted a thing with a lot of extra text. No, I definitely, is there a modern deck list in this link? Because what you linked me says Frontier. It's not. Goldfish is just sitting here spinning, so I'll know in a moment. That's just, I'm just not gonna get to that today for sure. It just takes me too long. The rush, doing that rushed ends up in it just not being good. I think I had a different one that somebody already had. Where was it? Oh, Hellboy MPLS, thanks for running a tight ship and the great content. Thanks for the 8 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I thought I had an Aristocrat style deck. That was Stitcher, Dredgefine. I don't remember now. Hey, GD Danny, thank you for the 2 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Hopefully this doesn't brick. We can't really afford for it to brick. Do I edit my own videos or it's outsourced? The very minimal amount of editing that happens in my videos I do myself, but I don't really do anything fancy. I just do like some random cutting and chopping up and gluing bits back together occasionally. A lot of my stuff is just like raw video exports from my YouTube channel or from my Twitch to my YouTube. We actually haven't seen a rally out of them yet. It has to be in there though, right, Burgle? Like that's the payoff for doing what they're doing. Well, if there's going to be a card that could pull us back into this game, it's definitely that. I'd imagine they have both Rally and Return to the Ranks. There's no reason why you can't play both those cards, right? Let's move along. I use Open Shot when I need a GUI to click through things, but a lot of the time I just use FFM peg scripts from the command line. You kids and your fancy GUIs. Like, we can only conclude that this build of dragons is much worse than the other one we played, right? Because this one's 0-2 and the other one went 4-1. Because that's how that works. Sand's gonna deal 6 damage to itself, but all the cards in it are very reasonable. So we're gonna keep it. We're going to play a Goblin Guide on one, and we're going to be very, very sad. I don't even know that it needs tuning. I just think we've run a little bit bad today. So far the only thing I've thought of that is I probably want a 4th Haven of Spirit Dragon. Getting a rematch here against Marduki. Hopefully they loot and bin one of these Revelers. Then we get to Thoughtseize them and take the other one. Rude. There's a deck list on your screen, Rag. You can also find a deck list on mobile by typing !deck. Although I heard the deck list plugin works on mobile too now, so I haven't tried that myself yet though. Interesting that they looting tier, because like they probably want to been a Reveler, right? But like if they've been a Reveler, they now let me Thoughtseize their other Reveler, and they know about this Thoughtseize. Yeah, Defizzy man, that's why I have ways to gain health in my deck. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I just take this. That's why I've got 2 copies of Foul-Tongue Invocation. The 3rd in the sideboard for when you really want to be aggressive. Like you can't play a control deck without any card advantage. A mid-range deck, you need ways to actually draw cards. Glorybanger's pretty good here, and they're down to their last card, so we get to go discard Shock. Just take their K command away. So this is working out okay. I wouldn't be surprised if there's not Stream Decker on iOS, because Apple... Little awkward here. So this is actually the first time in 3 matches now that we've drawn Nicol Bolas and not had blue mana to cast him, so that's worth noting. I think I'm supposed to just jam the Glorybringer. No, it's just very Apple-esque to lock people up. It's why you can't subscribe on the iOS app. Because Apple's very pimpy about the things that they allow to happen in their apps. Very, very pimpy. They drew a bolt for the turn. That's unfortunate. And we know they drew it, because otherwise they did double bolt to us last turn. We don't have a basic island in our deck, so this field does not fetch blue. And again, one of the things I talked about is, should I just have 4 Haven of the Spirit Dragons in my deck potentially? And if this was a Haven, we'd have been able to play this on curve, right? So I think there should probably just be 4 Havens. I think not playing an island is fine. I have 1 blue fetch land in my deck. Like playing an island with a blue fetch land seems like a mistake. I think I'd cut these for other sources before I played an island to make this work, to make this fetch it. I think I would sooner not play these than add an island for these to fetch blue. I'm holding the Dragonskull Summit in my hand, so that way we can loot through it with the Sarkhan later down the line. I love the buzzwords Magic players like to use when they like to shit on things. Just like, the balance is way off. What does that mean? What does the balance is off mean? Be specific. The deck needs more tempo. It's not meta enough. Like, can you use like actual English words to like be specific about the vernacular you're trying to use? Or do you just want to feel smart and use the buzzwords? Yeah, that could be true. 4 Havens and a Cavern, just like max on those. It could also be like 4 Havens, and I mentioned I might want a second Shock land, because one thing I didn't consider when building this deck was that Sarkhan and Haven can't activate Nicol Bolas's ability, which is a big deal. So I think we have plenty of games in this format where you're going to get to 7 mana to activate Nicol Bolas. So I think having an extra blue source to fetch seems fine. So far, my specific feedback to combat issues that the deck has had so far would be cut the Field of Runes for a 4th Haven and a Watery Grave is what I would likely do. We're leaving for Indy this evening. Matt has to work till like 6 o'clock, so he'll probably be out of town by like 6:15 or so. If they don't have a removal spell here, we get to flip Bolas next turn and then draw 3 cards with their Bedlam Riveler. They have a Terminate, tilt. And like, could you imagine if this was a Haven here, we get to pick our Bolas back up or our Glorybringer and put him into play? So, our mana base definitely bit us here, but I think our mana base is improperly constructed. These Field of Runes were greedy. No, I think if they want to take us off our blue source for our 3 blue cards, I'm fine with that. I think we have 3 blue cards in our deck. And if our opponent wants to aggressively attack our blue mana, I'm okay with that decision on their part. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I would like this Nicol Bolas, and I would like you to discard that card. And they got 1 draw step, baby. They need to answer this Nicol Bolas with this draw step, or he gonna flip. Gonna do some tricks. Yeah, I think not playing 4 Havens was an oversight. I'm still need to play more games to evaluate the rest, like is the Night's Whisper package good, etc. But I think the Field of Runes were a greedy, bad addition. There should just be 4 Havens and a second Blue Shock. Terminate. Terminate's the card I would like to dodge. This gives my opponent fewer draws to have a Terminate. I think this deck has a lot of efficient, good magic cards in it, and Nicol Bolas is a genuinely good card, along with the dragons being genuinely good cards, Glorybringer and Stormbreath. I am making them discard here again with this because I'm playing around Terminate. If this Nicol Bolas flips, we are winning the game. So I would like to give them the fewest opportunities to draw a Terminate. I think the 2 damage is far less important than the small chance that they could have a Terminate in their hand right now. I'm playing blue-red Delver in Indy this weekend. You can find the deck list on my Twitter or on my website. And we have a command, yep. Moto's not locked up, right? Yeah, their timer's counting down. All right, just checking. They've lost connection to the game. Wheel. I don't think I want Cavern. So again, while my opponent's disconnected, I definitely think not only do I want more grind in this deck from the Haven of the Spirit Dragons, but the Haven of the Spirit Dragons more fixing. So I still like the spells. I spent a lot of time thinking about the spells here. I think I would turn these to 2 more blue sources, basically. I would play the 4th Haven of the Spirit Dragon. I would play a Watery Grave for a second blue fetch. So that way we can activate Nicol Bolas on 7 a little bit more consistently. It's also possible that, like, Night's Whisper is maybe greedy, or maybe we want the 4th Foul-Tongue. I think Foul-Tongue gain 4 is actually pretty reasonable in this deck. Like, Edict is okay, too. I would like to know your opinion on letting the world know my deck list before my event. I think all of the other... I already kicked it last match. I think all of the people that make a big deal about making your deck list public before an event are largely crybabies. I think they are people who maybe they're not as good at Magic as they think that they are, and they think they're getting some kind of big edge from secrecy. The amount of money that I'm gonna make from playing in this tournament this weekend in relation to the amount of money I made from making content on the deck is minuscule. The percentage points you gained for everything being a surprise is whatever. Like, if you think your deck needs to be a surprise in order for you to play it, you should probably play a better deck. That's what I think. If you don't think your deck is good and you think you're only gonna win with it because it's a surprise, you should build a better deck. Or pick a different deck that's already better. Those are two really good options. You gain percentage points by wearing the owl costume. Asking the real questions. That's the real questions. Foul-Tongue Invocation is just a fat lightning helix. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I like that. I like that sentiment. The fat lightning helix. Opponent, why does your internet feel so bad now? Do. Opponent, why? $100 bill could always stick to the bottom of your shoe while walking the convention center floor. I mean, it's very possible, like, their cat kicked their router, or they just had to leave, you know, lots of stuff. All right, they're back. Guess who's back? Back again. The opponent's back. Their cards are gone. And this Nicol Bolas gonna flip. Do. Blame, when in doubt, blame Comcast. God. Do you know what the real tipping point was for the quality of my stream? Was when we upgraded the fiber internet. Fiber internet is a gift from God. Never take it for granted. Look, Diva, she knew what she was getting into, is all I'm gonna say. You have a lightning helix? They have a K command? You're gonna, like, shock me, make me discard a card? I pay for 500 down, 100 up. Pay for 500 down, 100 up. And that's not even the fastest internet the company that I get internet from offers. It's the second fastest. I could have more. Whew. All right. I think Nikki B gonna flip, chat. Nikki B gonna flip. Oh, baby. The Christmas Bolas is here, chat. Everybody rejoice. Christmas Bolas is here. Okie doke. I would like your Bedlam Reveler. Oh, baby. Yeah, should definitely have a second blue shock in the deck, because that just feels good, chat. That just feels good. Alright, so Fatal pushes out. I want the Dreadbores and the Terminates. Trim Thoughtseizes, maybe. K Command's good for the grind. I want that. I'm gonna trim the Inquisitions. Yeah, let's do this. It's like a cruel ultimatum that isn't dead 90% of the time. That's a great way to look at it, seriously. Is Bolas better than... To set the bar exceedingly low, Nicol Bolas is better than Jace the Mind Sculptor in Modern. That's, and I need for the context for people out there that aren't familiar with the context. Jace the Mind Sculptor is very bad in Modern. Very, very bad. That is a Glorybringer. He's coming for you. It's a Docker image, Bolas. If you search Docker MTGO, it's going to be the first hit on GitHub. It's not my script. Someone else put it together. We are 0-2 in this league. Good mix of running bad. That's a good hit. Means we can take this Pyromancer before they make tokens with it. Molten Rain. Yeah, let's get that one out of here, shall we? Let's get that one out of here. Okay. I mean, my deck is like almost mono red. It's like very, very close to being mono red. I didn't play the bomb because I knew they have a Kolaghan's command in their hand. Alpine Moon is good against Tron and Valakut. That's why it's in the blue-red sideboard. I think I'm just going to go ahead and exile their stuff so that way they can't Bedlam Reveler. I also just like really want to draw a card, right? So I can just like start jamming Stormbreath down their throat. They just like, do they only have burn spells in their hand? There's gonna be like bolt kick commands here. Can you explain why you're skeptical of Sarkhan in the deck? I think Sarkhan's actually pretty good. I think Sarkhan fixes your mid-range wrong half problem that happens a lot in decks like this, while also helping you with your splash color and get to your dragons a turn sooner. I mean, like, but why do I need to play him to, like, know that, like, he fixes problem that the decks have? Like, this is only the first league we played in. Like, the number of matches you need to know to, like, oh, crap, they should be 3 lower. I just clicked through this. Why not just exert Glorybringer there? That's a good question. because I wasn't thinking about it, because I haven't played Standard with this card. So they should be, you know, ish. Yeah, definitely should have exerted Glorybringer there. It was a better use of our resources. The correct answer to why didn't I make the good play is because no, Lavaclaw Reaches enters play untapped because of Blood Moon. I 10 out of 10 should have Glorybringered. JSpace1, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Why did it work out better for us? I don't think it worked out better for us. I do like fair mid-range decks that don't die to Blood Moon. I do enjoy me fair mid-range decks that don't die to Blood Moon. No, they didn't have any mana up. They were fully tapped out. I definitely should have Glorybringered them. 4/4 flyers, flying haste creatures with upside are pretty reasonable. Pretty reasonable. Alright, we're on the rally back, chat. We're gonna run the 0-2 back into the 3-2. Become a real modern deck. Only decision I regret so far are these Field of Runes. That's not bad for a first draft of something like this. I like a lot of everything else we have going on. I think Thundermaw is the worst of the... Like, I don't even have 3 of either Glorybringer or Stormbreath Dragon. I think Thundermaw is the worst of the 3. It's been okay. We've only played 3 matches with it. Like, not even 6 games. That's nowhere near enough to get an accurate measure on it. 5 months and 5 drop dot deck seems appropriate. There's only 4 or 5 drops. I've been very conservative, okay? I've been very conservative. DJ Exon, thank you very much for the 6 months and welcome. Thanks for the half a year. Formerly Zeratul. All right, thank you. I was like, I don't recognize that one, but Zeratul I recognize. I mean, how does Liliana the Veil accelerate into dragons? She doesn't at all, right? Like, not at all. I think you could probably play some Liliana the Veils in this deck if you wanted to, but I don't feel like, I feel like comparing them to Sarkhan and implying that they do the same thing is very wrong, because I don't think they do the same thing at all. Thunderbreak Regent was pretty terrible in the last deck that we played. It was very underwhelming. Alright, so now I'm going to shock this in, because this is going to need to fetch a Steam Vents to cast Bolas. Yeah, I think the gaining health is like pretty relevant on the Foul-Tongues. Especially, I feel like without the Foul-Tongues, I can't play the Night's Whispers in good conscience. Sarkhan is fine. He does what we want him to do. The Sarkhan is kind of a faithless looting style effect for an archetype like this. It's a faithless looting style effect that can eventually win us the game. Yeah, I think the fact that they get their thing back when the Dragon Lord dies makes that card pretty unplayable. Like, playing a 6-mana card that then, like, trades for a Path to Exile sounds terrible. I don't think that sounds particularly good at all. Because I had a fatal push for the Electromancer chubs, And, like, obviously we got punished because they drew Boral, but I think it's right to, like, take their card that, like, digs them to other stuff. I don't think they're dead. They need to draw, like, they need a Gift Ungiven to kill us here. They don't have a Gift Ungiven, we might be okay. It's a good draw. I did not want to be Beetle. I already talked about what I would replace the Field of Runes with. I'd make them a 4th Haven of the Spirit Dragon and a Watery Grave. Wow, they had gifts. Okay, well, I'm glad we drew the bolt because we were dead otherwise. I don't know if we're dead here with them not having a dork. If they have a dork, we're definitely dead here. If they don't have a dork, we might be okay. Did I end up putting Damping Sphere in the sideboard? I did. Okay, yeah. I couldn't remember if I settled on Damping Sphere or Alpine Moon. We get to bring in a couple Duress, some Spell Bombs, and some Damping Spheres here, so we got some tools. I'm going to ditch the rituals because I don't want them to be able to go off naturally with the Past in Flames and no dork. No, Storm does not play Mana Leak. Mana Leak sees play in Modern, but not in the opponent's deck. Oh, they have an Noxious Revival? Are we dead this turn? We are, right? Because this gets them to... Wait. No, they need to draw a thing, right? They need to draw a ritual. I think Pawns is a play draw ritual. I think Pawns is a really terrible deck. I think Modern's a format full of decks that can just get under it and kill them. I think it's one of the many clunky decks in Modern that people show up and play with anyways. Really full of really inefficient cards by and large. All right, so Kolaghan's Command is bad. Brutality's okay. Alpine Moon's a fine card. It's good against Tron and Valakut. Nah, I don't think I want to hedge goblins. Maybe it's better than the Fatal Pushes. Yeah, I guess that's about the same. Sure. I mean, again, Jorda, you want to be looking to solve problems when you're making changes. You don't want to just go look at it and go, well, there's not enough dragons, we need more dragons. You want to actually, like, play games and feel for it. And, like, the card you're suggesting we cut, Night's Whisper to add more dragons. Night Whisper is more dragons, but it's also more removal. Basically, cards that draw cards and let you see more cards in your deck give you more copies of everything that you're already playing. If I did come to the conclusion that I wanted more dragons in this deck, and maybe I do, but I don't know that at a glance, I would definitely add more 5-drop dragons. Thunderbreak Regent was just consistently underwhelming and bad when we played it last time. Just not worth its mana cost. I think between Night's Whisper and Sarkhan the Fireblood rummaging through our deck, I think 7 dragons is probably plenty. This is functionally a different deck, Bilbo. I didn't start with the other deck and then cut things and change it. I built a new deck from an empty deck list. The previous iteration we played was trying to be a counterspell-based control deck, and this is more of a tap-out control deck that's based red-black. We did not play Fate today, no. So I think I'm just taking Sleight of Hand here. Their hand needs a mana creature, and a Sleight of Hand can help them find it. Yeah, honestly, with a second blue shockland, it's very possible that we should just have a copy or two of Stubborn Denial in the 75. I think Sarkhan's great. I think it is similar to Faithless Looting in what it does for these mid-range decks in Modern. These mid-range decks have a very big problem with drawing the wrong half of their deck, and Sarkhan helps fix that. He helps you filter through the crap cards when you have the wrong parts in your deck. Yeah, I chose that Duress art on purpose, Marty. I have a couple Duresses in my thing. Please be an Electromancer. The fact that this card doesn't die to Collective Brutality is just such a beating. It's such a beating. I've played a couple other card games on stream in the past, but none currently, no. I think I just take the Manamorphos to try and cut them on cards here, but they could definitely go for it and try and kill us this turn. Okay, and I'm not going to concede here because we're not deterministically dead. I'm going to let them do their thing. They're going off with a bunch of mana here, and they're going to get to Manamorphose to draw a card, and then double Sleight of Hand to draw a card. Or Sleight of Hand plus Serum Visions to draw cards. So we could die here, but it's not deterministic, so I'm going to make them go through it. Tumos, those cards do functionally different things. Tormenting Voice is a card that provides some card selection while remaining you card neutral. Night's Whispers is actual card advantage. It gets you up on cards after you mulligan. Hex is dead and dying. That is exactly why. Mako Mook Savage, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for the support. Yeah, 3 red floating with Gifts Ungiven is deterministic. I just stopped playing Skyrim Waffle. I actually played another character after that off stream. Another thing too is that, like, and this is something that's gonna surprise some people. I'm not always this loud and this animated. I am on when I'm streaming, and it takes effort and energy to do that. And so, you know, when I played that second Skyrim character through, I just used that as my veg time, basically, you know? That's my I'm gonna relax for a little while and not be on and do something. My thoughts on Arena, I have an article on that. The TLDR on Hex is they're out of money, I believe. Which, it's not uncommon. The video game industry is very cutthroat. I think the best way I can describe what happened to Hex is that it feels like to me that they managed to design a game that in many ways is better than Magic, but it felt like it was managed worse than Wizards of the Coast manages Magic. So we're dead to another Grape Shot here. We're also just kind of dead to Boreal attacking us. You can remand a Grape Shot you're flashing back from the grave, but it's not going to give you the desired results. All right, yeah, Nihil Spellbomb, right on time, got it. That's possible, right? I told you it'd be shocking. For all the crap all of us give Wizards of the Coast, they're not that bad at what they do. I don't think the Vorthos had anything to do with it. I think they were kind of doomed from the start. From the whole Kickstarter thing kind of fucked their competitive game. I need to stop swearing. I'm working on stopping swearing. It's in my vernacular for forever. PT Blazer, thank you for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. You could probably write an entire paper dissect what happened to Hex and Y. Their competitive game was quite great, but there was a lot of the surrounding things that made it very difficult for them to get off the ground. So thoughts on this? What am I going to do? So the Field of Runes were bad. If you're going to try something like this, these Field of Runes were bad. The easiest change is I would turn them into a 4th Haven of the Spirit Dragon, and I would turn them into a second blue Shockland. I would make it a Watery Grave. I think I was pretty happy with my spell base overall. I don't think I played enough games to really know if my spell base is fully good, bad, or otherwise. So yeah, the lawsuit with WotC definitely was part of the thing that hurt their game as well. So there were a lot of things that went into that. Yeah, so I think the only thing I would do before I was going to run this back again is I would turn these fields into more blue sources, and then honestly I would try and play the same spells probably. If Night's Whisper is not good, I'd want some other source of card advantage. But honestly, I think Night's Whisper is really good, and I think it's kind of underplayed. If anything, I think the Foul-Tongue Invocations could be more in the main deck to offset the health. What's the reason to stop swearing? It's some of my favorite words to say in here. Not only does attempting to swear less make my content more accessible, but swearing doesn't add value to what I do. So if I can do what I'm doing without swearing, it's only a positive, basically, right? Like, it makes my content more accessible to more ranges of people that don't care for that language, and it doesn't take away from what I'm doing here. So, we had a $10 donation there from Bilbo. Would you be willing to run a Brian DeMars Black-White Zombie list? Please fill out the form under the stream. Please fill out the form under the stream. Please fill out the form under the stream. PvE is part of what killed Hex, in my opinion. The PvE was stupid, and it drained from the part of the game that was great. I'm not saying less of you if you choose to swear. What I'm saying is that swearing doesn't add value to what I do. And I've had a lot of feedback like that from other people who don't care about swearing themselves. DMS, they can't watch content with swearing in it around their kids. And I'm trying to make a change to do that. It's something, again, been doing it for a decade and a half. It's going to be a gradual process, but wanting to change is the first step in actually doing something different. All right, so we're